Everyone, I always think it's good to get to know each other and what you didn't know about me. Well, as she's going to crack on for her morning drink, her morning brew, aren't you, love? I actually never intended to breastfeed. So when I was 20, early 20s, 21, 20, I can't remember. I actually stocked up on formula when I had my first child. I thought that's what babies needed. That's what I believed, that they actually needed formula milk. So I never intended to breastfeed. I said, well, if I did, it would be somewhere really secret and all this. And then I was really lucky because I got a support by a charity. I got Home Start and Little Angels at the time, which are now Fab Breastfeeding Charity. And they come to your home and help you learn to breastfeed and support you, because breastfeeding shouldn't be painful, but often it can be if you're not latching on or making them position them right. And we've got to remember each baby is unique. So it actually showed me, and I found breastfeeding really helpful for bonding, for their health, for my health. And then I just continued breastfeeding all my babies. So now it feels like second nature. I still get support sometimes. I'm actually a breastfeeding lactation peer supporter as well. So I'm trained in breastfeeding, literally. But it doesn't mean that I know what I'm doing all the time. But that's definitely one thing you didn't know about me. Also, the other thing that you might not know about me, I was actually a belly dancer. I have been since I was 14, so I'm now 35, so that's 21 years. Hello, Leona. Hi, Golden Solutions. I'd love to find out all about you guys as well, so do comment below with little unique facts that people might not know about you. But yeah, I did belly dancing, not breastfeeding, from when I was 14 years old, and I used to be really larger, and I got bullied, and being a mixed race kid growing up in a poor area, I found quite hard because of all the bullying. And then I found belly dancing, and it literally brought me to life when I was dancing. It was people of all ages. I was the youngest, and then there was people up to 80 years old. I've taught everybody up to 85, I think nearly 90, one woman. And it was so inclusive, and you just move, all improvised. And then we did a few choreographies, but choreographies aren't great for my brain. And then I was on Britain's Got Talent, and I got to the semi-finals, and Simon Cowell, Amanda Holden, Piers Morgan were actually all absolutely lovely to me. Piers Morgan was Piers Morgan, but the others definitely were. And then also when it comes to belly dancing, because it's improvised a lot of it, and I love just dancing around the house, cleaning, dancing. I need to do that more actually, just put on the music and blast it out. I think that's the best way to exercise, is just dancing around the house whilst you're cleaning and multitasking. But because it's improvised and I'm neurodivergent, which is something I found out later on in life, I really struggled with the sequences and the choreography. So actually being able to do something that was just improvised and from the heart, and belly dancing actually means belly, so from the heart. It's not actually to do with belly. Well, it is in the sense, the Western sense, but the actual term, the word, comes from the heart. And it was a dance of maternity, a dance of fertility that women did all together in little groups. And all the cabaret costumes that we know in the West more came over through Hollywood and stuff. So that's what people expect when you perform. But also a little interesting fact, upstairs, I have a sword, wings, lots of belly dance sticks and props. So we've got a real majestic cave. My husband Dan upstairs also has his magic room. He loves magic. He was a magician by trade as well, before he did Rate My Takeaway and worked at a butcher's. Welsh Pam, good morning, Sophie. I remember you on BGT. Oh, thank you. MSG, good morning. Lovely, you okay? Oh, thank you, Welsh Pam. I hope you're okay. I'd love to know more about you guys. But then aside from the belly dancing and our secret closet upstairs with Dan's magic stuff and all my belly dancing gear, because our house is that mad, I'm also a personal trainer here in my personal training studio, although Athena has taken some of it over, as we have a baby gym in here as well. So I do personal training most mornings. I've already had a beautiful client this morning online. So I love doing online sessions and plans for people. So I get to like train people all over the world, which is so cool. And I actually have a personal trainer, he's on his way now, who trains me. Oh, and you probably already noticed this, so I don't need to tell you, I don't brush my hair, but I need to put a bit of mousse in to scrunch it. That's all I do every morning. Dan did actually buy me a hairbrush, my husband, for Christmas. So I think that was a prompt, because when he first met me, my hair was all over the place, and I had a wonky finger in a pot, still wonky, just no pot now. Because that's the other thing, I'm a bit of a daredevil. Thank you. I'm a bit of a daredevil. I literally don't have fear about normal things. So I get anxiety over little things, social situations, and the thought of just chit chat. So mindless chit chat really scares me. I get really nervous if we're just chit-chatting without an agenda. Not like an agenda in terms of there's a reason why we're chatting, but as in terms of a structure to the conversation, because I think, what am I going to say? What have I got to contribute? So I do get scared around chit-chat, but then jumping off a building, abseiling, doing Ninja Warrior, or jumping, as I did with this, from a huge height into a pool. It was a proper challenge, not just like me jumping into a random bit of open water. I then break my hand, but then I don't have enough pain sometimes, so I just kind of rock on. So I just did it up with a lollipop stick together, and that's why it's now wonky. So don't do what I do, because I just carry on. I'm a proper little trooper, and sometimes Danny has to say, Sophie, you're bleeding, because I don't really notice. I have a quite high pain threshold. So I love anything daredevil and challenging. You might not know I have a book published, Eat, Sleep, Control, Repeat. I might actually be able to get it out here. I had that published in lockdown, and that's forward by Eamon Holmes off this morning. I think is he on the other channel now? I'm not sure. But anyway, he was lovely when I met him at ITV this morning. And he did the foreword for my book about an eating disorder. And so whilst I do fitness, because that makes me feel good, and I can do healthy nutrition, I really practice intuitive eating, which I find really, really helpful, rather than getting too scrutinised over food and drink. But whilst I am very happy now, I'd never say I'm recovered, because you always have different issues. But I've realised with me, it's linked to the neurodiversity as well, because it's certain textures of food. So it might not be as simple as I first thought. Well, no eating disorder is simple. I'll tell you that. It's an insidious disorder. But that's about my kind of recovery journey. And if you read it, or you've got in the background seen my positive affirmation cards, I am the crazy positive affirmation lady. I literally love a positive affirmation. I will write them on anything. I will plaster the house with positive affirmations. The book's called Eat, Sleep, Control, Repeat. Pam, thank you. It's how I basically went from being one of the people with the worst eating disorders doctors had seen to my journey to recovery. But weirdly, when I was at my poorliest, I was actually at my largest, and I was doing all stuff in the media. I was always out there doing different things, so people would never have known what I was actually doing back home. I was trying to starve myself all day and then binge at night, bulimia. It was a real challenge, but then I found my love of fitness, and I've had to learn to do that in a beautiful, healthy way. Honestly, Jenna, you're so sweet. Good luck with your book. Eamon is lovely, as is Ruth. They both are, actually. And here's one of the positive affirmations, because I always think, so I try to start the day with like an intention, so a goal of the day, and then also end it with a bit of gratitude, because the power of gratitude journaling is so, so powerful. So this is one of my ones I like from Marilyn Monroe. Imperfection is beauty, madness is genius, And it's better to be absolutely ridiculous than absolutely boring. I like it. And I love that song, Make Your Own Kind of Music. Do you know Mama Cass? Or Paloma Faith, I think, does it now. But nobody can tell you the songs you're singing. You've got to make your own kind of music, sing your own special song, even if nobody else sings along. And something else that I am trying to practice this more is getting into the power of prayer. Because whilst whether you're religious or not, just having like a structure of saying thank you for different things, thank you universe, thank you God, whatever it is for you, really helps our own mind, but also to see the bigger picture. And it also asks us to help put it out there, some things we can't control, and you've just got to give it away to the universe. Jenna, you're so sweet. Good luck with your book. Eamon is lovely. Sorry if I already did it. Positive affirmations are fab advice. Denise, I think you're amazing, love. You have come a long way and looking brilliant. Thank you, Pam, as well. Thanks, Denise. Brilliant, Sophie. Amazing. Well done. And yes, it's a great song, and I agree with gratitude. Yeah, so I found out a really interesting fact because I was writing about my friend's journal, the Healing Journal, with Victoria Hotwood Fox, and I found that journaling just mindlessly, so if you were just to journal to complain each day, oh, this has gone on, that's fine if you like writing and whatnot, that might help you, but actually to really transform and boost your mood, not mood you boost your mood, having a bit of a structure such as gratitude, reflections. You might see, okay, I had a challenge yesterday, how am I going to conquer that tomorrow? And they say each morning it's a good way to set your intentions at the end of the day, and also what are you grateful for. At the end of the day, reflect, what did you challenge, what are you going to do tomorrow, and also be grateful for certain things. And it's hard because some days you're like, I don't feel grateful, I just want to be like, woe me, but it's a really good way of doing things. So that's also how I kind of try and structure my day-ish. So whilst my life is all over the place, it looks like anyway, I do YouTube filming, we've got a radio show, I do ghostwriting books, so I write books for people and then they have their name on the books, or it's their memoir, it might be to publish, or it might even just be a private one for family as a keepsake. So I do that all in the background as well, and work as a journalist. So I've worked as a journalist for about 15 years, making documentaries and writing articles. And something I've learned to embrace, knowing now that I'm neurodiverse, is the fact that I have a portfolio career. So I do lots of different things, but for me, the jigsaw all fits together, and that helps me to feel whole rather than to try and fragment me, which I think neurotypical people do because that's their way of seeing things, because we're all beautiful and different. I actually see it is one, but to keep my mind ticking, I have to do it this way. And I also have to do things at the right timings for me. So exercising in the morning is the best for me. I think it's for most people, to be honest, because making sure you get your self-care first before the day takes you away is so important. What year have I been on Britain's Got Talent? It was 2008. Yeah, yonks ago. So I look very different because I've had kids and life since then. You can say hello, Athena. This is our Athena Bobs. And actually, that's an incredible thing because people often ask, why did you call her a miracle baby? Well, I was very poorly last summer when I went into, they thought I'd gone into preterm labour because I got an infection on holiday on honeymoon. But not just that as well. A couple of years ago, I nearly died. I'd gone through quite a lot of stress in my personal life, a lot of trauma. And I literally, it's weird, I felt my stomach turning and doing like that gut feeling of like, I'm really struggling. And this happened over a number of years, and I kept going to the doctors because I was losing a lot of weight, but then my belly was swelling up and they thought it was IBS, and it is now. Good old IBS as you get older. But then basically my intestine got all blocked and I ended up in hospital nearly dying. So then I hadn't had periods for years until I met my husband 18 months ago, Danny. And I think with him helping me with my stress, helping me practically reduce stress, because he's very logical and I'm very woo, which is always exciting and interesting. But sometimes when it comes to admin and stuff like that, it's difficult. And actually together as a team, us both being happier, we are naturally more healthy. And my period started and I was able, after not thinking I'd ever be able to have a baby again, even though I wanted one desperately, I will. And on that note, I'd love 4 more babies, just putting it out there to the universe. If you let my body do it, go for it. Because I love being a mom. It's my ultimate role in life, being a mama. And that's why I'm called Mama May as well, because that's what my kids call me, Mama. And then May is from my Chinese name, Mei Lan, which means beautiful orchid. So that's why I'm obsessed with orchids and May, and all my kids have got May in their name. So I absolutely love that. So anyway, enough about me. I'd love to know about you. Please do comment below. But I just thought I might do a few get to know me, because I do quite a few different things. So people are probably like, what, the Nora? She's now saying, oh, she's just been personal training. Then she's been writing a book for someone. And then she's been writing her own books, then articles, then filming. But that's how my mind works best. So just embrace who you are. Be who you are, not who the world thinks or wants you to be. Because honestly, your mind is beautiful in its own way. And whether I admire you and you're neurotypical and you're very logical and structured, you go for that. And if you're not and you're like me, embrace the creativity, but also learn to put it into compartments. And that's my New Year's resolution as well, as each day has a theme, so I know I'm on track. Anyway, Denise Reynolds, think Danny helped you just as much as you've helped him. A great partnership. Thank you. And you can see our stuff together on Mr. and Mrs. Yorkshire on our YouTube channel. We're actually going off filming that tomorrow. We're doing a guide to Yorkshire. Danny really has changed my life, and he says I've also made him a lot healthier. He'd tell you about his comfort eating and stuff, and together we just, when you find your kindred spirit, where you're yin and yang, definitely. So I'm the kind of like giggly, dizzy one, whereas he is on it. He can be fiery, but the most loving person ever, and the most amazing papa. So he's Papa and I'm Mama, but we're going to see Mama first, aren't we? Yes. Anyway, have an amazing day. Peace, love, shimmies. I better get to, it's late. That's the other thing with my ADHD. Always off time, and I've got a personal training session. But this is the thing. I'm never late to deliver a personal training session, but when I've got my own stuff, I'm late for my own appointment. So anyway, peace, love, shimmies.